Okay, 5 minutes on why I have a life coach and what I get out of it. I decided to make this post because I had a friend ask me about that life coaching. He saw something that I shared on my Instagram about my life coach, and then he messaged me and said, like, yeah, what do you get out of that? Or, what's the point of having a life coach? What benefits do you get? And I decided I would just make a YouTube video post since I haven't been making my YouTube video posts and I'm feeling a bit guilty about it. I think that's because on a deep level, I feel that it's important for me to do what I say I'm going to do. I had a college professor my freshman year who said some version of that to me one day in class. He said, you should always finish whatever you start. Even if you don't think it's good, even if you don't think people are going to like it, even if you don't think it's going to end up how you wanted it to be, just to finish what you started. And, that has stuck with me since then. I'm not sure I would say I 100% believe that should be the case all the time. I mean, I think there's a lot of benefit in quitting something too sometimes. But I think on a deeper level, I sometimes feel like it feels good to complete what you start. It feels good to do what you set out to do so that you can honestly judge the experience or contemplate the experience. And for me, since I set out initially to make a video a day for a year, I've already failed miserably at that. That has just not happened. But I have kept going and I will keep going, and I'm trying to recommit to like wrapping up the last 2 months of this year strong, finish strong. I've had some big gaps where I wasn't really doing the thing that I said I was going to do. And I think a lot of that is because it is hard to feel motivated about something that I think nobody's paying attention to, and nobody is really paying attention to this. So it can be hard to feel like, well, why am I doing this? And it's hard to circle back to, I'm doing it because I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish the race, even if I'm in last place, even if I never want to do another race. I'm going to finish, and I know that I will feel good about that. So there's that. I'm happy that I have something I can share, and we're going to do it really briefly because I've got about 3 minutes. But why do I have a life coach? Well, I've done therapy, I've done a lot of practices. I'm somebody that tries a lot of techniques, journaling, and other types of things that I hope will help me get clear on who I am, what I want to do, help me sort out the challenges that I face. And I feel like doing that alone, doing that in a bubble, is very difficult. And I've realized that getting myself a life coach is basically like getting somebody on my team to help me sort some of these things out. Not somebody to help me do things, not somebody to tell me what I should do or what I could do, but somebody to sit down with me intentionally, focus on me, and hear me out, and then reflect back what they hear is going on, and maybe help me just explore different paths, different options, different choices that I have that I think for me is challenging to do on my own. Not always. I think I'm pretty good at this, but I'm also somebody that I think tends to have a lot going on. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I do. I notice that that's what happens. I have a lot I'm thinking about, a lot of ideas, a lot of things I want to explore, things I'd like to do. I have a lot of challenges, things that I struggle with. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with indecision. I struggle with knowing the right thing to do. And so, yeah, I don't know if that's coming through. I'm still a little tired. I haven't actually had my tea this morning. But for me, I think in the past, before I had a life coach, I thought maybe, oh, a life coach, I'm going to meet with somebody and they're going to tell me what I should do in life. But that's not actually what happens. I meet with my life coach and I say, here's what I'm thinking about. Here's what I'm worried about. Here's some things that are going on this week that I just want to share. And then my life coach, this person reflects this back to me and is like, here's what I'm hearing. Here's what it sounds like you're going through. And I get this opportunity to see how that sounds through somebody else's words, through somebody else's lenses, and then reflect on that myself and be like, yeah, that's on point, or no, actually, that's not really how I feel. It helps me practice communicate what's going on. And then I think that, in a session, when I have a session with my life coach, I'll tell them what's going on. We talk about it. And there's usually this effort to kind of find a way to see the problem, see the challenge, or see the decision clearly and get clear on what options I have, or, explore maybe one or two or three different ways that I could view it, different angles that I could take. And sometimes I think these angles, these ways of viewing it, they come from me. I'll suddenly have like an idea like, oh, actually I could see it this way, or here's something I could do. So it isn't like I share these things and then he tells me how to view it. He tells me these are the paths you could take. These are the options. It's more of a collaborative effort. And it feels a bit like sitting down with a good friend. And instead of just chit-chatting with your friend who tells you what they think and then they share something that they're going through and they tell you a story, it's a version of that because I'm paying for it is completely focused on me. It's completely focused on allowing me to tell my stories, to process things, and helping me find clarity and helping me see what options are available for me this week. And personally, I've just got a lot of benefit from that. And it's just been one of, I think, the best decisions I've made for myself this last year. Just having somebody there that I talk to once a week that's not a therapist. It's very different. They're not somebody who is giving me advice necessarily. It's just somebody to help me process things and get clarity. And it's super valuable. And I think it's super valuable for me because I'm not always clear, because it's hard for me to focus. I mean, I assume there are a lot of people in the world that they don't need that. Maybe they're always clear, they're always focused. They don't struggle with indecision. They don't struggle with knowing what to do, what not to do. And wow, if that's you, that's sweet, amazing. Like, congratulations. I wish it was like that for me, but it's not. And I think it's been really wise of me to realize that I could benefit quite a lot from having somebody in my life that just intentionally helps me do these things. So I hope that was clear. I'm losing my voice because I don't know why. I've been talking a lot, just been losing my voice, and I feel pretty tired because I actually haven't had my tea. So sometimes when I'm tired and I have difficulty speaking, I feel like I struggle to get my message across. But I hope that was clear on why I think having a life coach is valuable and what I think it's doing for me, and why I will definitely continue to do it, and why I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is curious about it. It's worth trying if you're somebody that relates to what I just said about like struggling with decisions, struggling with clarity sometimes. I mean, it's worth just trying it out. I mean, my first sessions with my life coach, I think I negotiated like a 5-session project, a 5-session package. We would meet, once every other week and until those ran out, just 5 times to kind of like test it and see, how does this work? How does it work for me? I also didn't know, or like, what is life coaching? How does it work? Now I know, now I see, and I think it's very valuable, and I'll continue doing it, and I recommend it to other people. Happy Monday.